Welcome to my channel. And this is part 2 about my body. Today we're going to talk about nutrition. How can you lose weight without any major restrictions or simply keep yourself in good shape? Actually, you can definitely lose weight even without working out, just by making some improvements to your diet. However, if you do not include workouts, then your body might eventually become a bit flabby. So workouts aren't really for losing weight, but for keeping your skin and muscles toned. At first, it also seemed really complicated to me to figure out all this nutrition, calories, right or wrong food. But after it was all explained to me properly, I realized it's not difficult at all. And at this stage, I don't count calories, I don't keep myself in a calorie deficit. I listen to my body because my body is already used to the routine. But how do you get yourself used to this routine? I'll explain it to you now. You need to understand that you should mostly consume protein and vegetables. You should consume as few carbs as possible, especially rice. Rice is the worst thing there is. There's no benefit in it. In Russia, we have buckwheat groats. It's one of the healthiest carbohydrates. So try buckwheat. You can cook it in many different ways. You don't have to give up your favorite dishes. The main thing is the ratio on the plate. Lots of protein, lots of vegetables, and few carbs. To help you understand all of this a bit better, I have an app that I personally use. I'll show it to you now. The app is called Fat Secret, and it's actually very convenient to use. You simply enter your starting weight and your goal weight. You'll figure it all out when you register. There are plenty of apps out there to help you track your nutrition. You only need to track it for a couple of weeks and then you'll get used to it. This app is just so you can understand how you should be eating. This app helps you to discipline yourself. I'm 168 centimeters tall and I weigh 59 kilograms. To reach my ideal weight, I need to lose 5 more kilograms and I'll be in perfect shape. I know I need to eat 100 grams of protein, 140 grams of carbs, and 58 grams of fat daily. I'm telling you right now, if you think you can just skip fats to lose weight faster, that's wrong. Fats, carbs, and proteins, our body needs all of these in combination. You shouldn't give up any of them under any circumstances. First, you need to figure out how much protein, fat, and carbs you need to consume daily. Also, by the way, the keto diet is very good. You don't have to give up anything there either. You just need to understand the ratio in which you should eat the same foods you're already eating. Specifically in Fat Secret, you can scan any product's packaging and it immediately tells you how much protein, fat, and carbs are in 100 grams of that food. But if you've cooked a meal yourself at home, it obviously won't be in the app. You can enter into the app yourself how many grams you ate and what product it was, the proteins, fats, and carbs. And then, when you cook that meal again, your prepared dish will already be in the app. And this app really helps you track your intake levels. It's different for everyone. You don't necessarily have to give anything up. I also eat McDonald's. I eat chocolate, ice cream, anything at all, whatever my body craves. But I eat it in the right proportions. 80% of my diet consists of healthy food and 20% is some kind of junk food. During the day, you can eat something unhealthy, and in the evening, you can have a good dinner as long as you don't exceed your calorie limit. Everything needs to be calculated, and various apps specifically help with that. You have to understand that everything you drink and eat, you must enter into your chart, even if it's an alcoholic cocktail, beer, or chips, it doesn't matter. You need to know your daily calorie intake and what you're missing to finish the day. Proteins, fats, and carbs, especially proteins. You can be a bit low on carbs, but proteins should always be on target, and fats too. So just scan everything and the app will do all the counting for you, and you'll just keep an eye on it. Now I'll tell you exactly how I eat. I don't like early breakfast, so my breakfast is at 12 or 1 p.m., but I mostly eat some meat or vegetables for breakfast. I can make myself a sandwich. There are many bread alternatives. You can replace regular bread with protein bread. You can bake this bread yourself. Also, if you like buns or various pastries, just replace regular flour with protein powder, and that's it. And you end up with protein bread, protein buns. It's not difficult at all. Sugar can be replaced with stevia or other sweeteners. I have dinner at 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. It's also a proper full meal. The main thing is that after one meal you feel very full. I really love meat and mostly vegetables too. But I know you need carbs too, so I might have some French fries or eat some buckwheat, or I might have some mashed potatoes. Just not rice. In the Philippines, people mostly eat fried chicken and rice. That's why so many people there are overweight. The problem is that they eat fried chicken. It's pure cholesterol. And the problem is they eat it all with rice. During the day, I might also enjoy ice cream. Or maybe some cake, but always in moderation. I can have just one thing. But it's also very important to burn off all that food during the day. You have to choose. Either you go to the gym or you go for a walk. If you don't like being around people or feel uneasy at the gym, get a treadmill for your home. You can put on your favorite movie and just walk on it. The bottom line is, eat more good home-cooked food. It's best to cook it yourself. I talked to an American guy who's into sports. He told me that in America, people very often eat processed food or convenience foods, frozen stuff. And he decided to visit Russia. He was very worried about his diet because in America he cooks for himself. But he was very surprised to see that in almost all our restaurants we have normal home-cooked food. People here consume very little fast food. It exists, but it's much more expensive than regular food, so people prefer to eat regular food. But in Thailand, I also faced the problem that there's no normal home-cooked food in restaurants. It's mostly some kind of fast food or very greasy food. And that's the reason why I gained weight. After I flew from Russia to Thailand, I didn't change my diet at all. I ate about the same amount of food as I usually do in Russia. But the problem was that the food here is just not very good. So I ended up gaining weight really quickly, almost without even noticing it. Honestly, I'm very ashamed to say the number, but my maximum weight was 74 kilograms. For my height, that's a lot. For me, it wasn't really that noticeable because mostly everything goes to my hips and my butt. So I start getting a big butt like Kim Kardashian, while up here I stay just as thin. The only other thing that changed was that my chest became fuller, but I didn't notice I was gaining weight because I was eating the same way. I only realized it when I found out that my body no longer fits into my usual extra small and small sizes. I couldn't even pull on my favorite pair of jeans. I realized I'd gained weight. I moped for a bit, and then I decided to start working out actively. In Russia, I always did sports because everyone in my family is into sports. And I sat down and thought, my grandma and grandpa, who are 70 years old, they work out actively every single day. And at that time, when I realized I'd gained weight, I was 24 years old, and I thought, I'm 24, and I'm ashamed that my body looks terrible. I'm ashamed that I'm carrying extra weight. And I thought, people of retirement age keep themselves in great shape, so why can't I? That thought made me feel ashamed, and it really motivated me. You also need to find some motivation, why you need this, why you want to lose weight, or on the contrary, gain some mass. You have to mentally prepare yourself for the fact that you're doing this for your own health. This way, you're not really restricting yourself. You should replace certain products with better ones and eat good, clean food. If you want a burger, make it yourself at home, buy some protein buns, good meat, fry it in some oil that isn't too high in calories. There are so many options now, and eat that burger. There's even sugar-free ketchup available now and so on. Especially since Americans and Europeans are watching me. If we have a huge selection in Russia and Thailand, you have much more variety and choice than we do here. You just need to sit down and figure it all out. Another big enemy is actually fruit. Citrus is okay, but other fruits cause water retention in the body, so don't eat them at night. It's better to eat some mango or watermelon in the morning during breakfast. Have some fruit instead of a dessert. But you have to understand, when you eat chocolate, burgers, or fruit, it all needs to be in moderation. Choose just one thing a day, and all your other foods should be healthy and clean. Also, try to consume as little salt as possible. Salt is also a major enemy for your body. Sugar is basically poison. That's why there are so many different sugar substitutes. Replace it all. I've trained myself to do this. I can feel where I have an intuition now, where there are more calories, where there are fewer, what I need to eat. I just listen to my body, and my trainer helped me figure this out with this app. And this app, it really disciplined me. So now I don't have to track everything. But if I suddenly realize that, for example, my period has started, during those days I lose my mind. I want McDonald's, pickles, pastries, ice cream, basically everything that exists in this world. I want it all. What do I do in these cases? First of all, I stock up in advance on sugar-free gummies and just vegetable chips. There are chips like that, for example, made from beets, and I keep it all at home. When I start having a breakdown during my period, I have my favorite treats on hand, but they're healthy, and I start eating them all. That's why I don't gain weight. If you slip up, the main thing is to keep going. Don't ever say, I'll start on Monday. You won't start on Monday. You'll find 1,000 excuses for yourself. Just go ahead and start right now. Then you'll succeed. It's not that hard. You can only lose weight by maintaining a calorie deficit. I gave you the example with the burger, and you can do that with absolutely any food. Just replace it. If you want to eat your favorite chocolate right now, eat it right now. You shouldn't endure it at all, but eat it in a moderate amount and without exceeding your calorie limit. I also saw in the comments a man wrote to me that his girlfriend is injecting herself with a drug for diabetics. These drugs are mostly called Ozempic and something else. This is becoming a trend all over the world now. I'll explain it to you now. First of all, there are many side effects. Even if you lose weight on this drug, after you stop giving yourself these shots again, your weight will return twice as much. Twice. Besides that, you'll ruin your health. There are no magic shots or pills, only bringing your nutrition into a normal routine. There's no other way. When you've been counting calories for at least a month, which is a must, you won't be able to tell by eye. Like, I think I put enough grains, I think I put enough meat to get my protein. It doesn't work like that. At first, you need to weigh your food on a scale, enter all the calories into an app, and you'll be very surprised at how much healthy protein and fiber you're missing and how many carbs you're overeating. You might think that it's not so. Once you notice the first results, you won't want to go back anymore. When you start liking yourself in the mirror, when you realize that you can now wear sexier clothes that you couldn't afford before because of some extra fat folds, you'll start feeling much sexier, and that will keep you motivated. The hardest part is starting, but you just have to pull yourself together and start. I've seen a lot of your questions regarding Ivan. When I gained weight and started losing it, Ivan started doing it with me. But then he got tired of it all because Ivan loves carbs, he loves rice, he loves noodles and pork. He absolutely hates any vegetables and fruits. His food, it's very monotonous. He can also pour chili sauce over everything. For him, that's enough. He likes energy drinks with a high sugar content. He can eat a lot of candy at once and wash it down with sweet Coke. That's his choice. There's nothing I can do about it. When Ivan and I met, he was in great shape. He played rugby, but now Ivan isn't interested in any of that. I hope he'll decide to take care of his health himself and get back in shape. Of course, at home I cook regular food, our good Russian food. But what does Ivan do with this food? He just pours sauces over everything. These sauces have a huge sugar content. Of course, Ivan loves different sausages, and that's also very unhealthy. You can eat sausages, but you can find those sausages that will be, for example, made of chicken meat with a clearer composition. And these sausages can be eaten. I eat that too, but I find alternatives for myself, and I eat it in moderation so my weight doesn't go up, it goes down. I also saw questions about my breasts. My breasts are natural, they're not done. I'm a size 2.5 C cup. When I gained weight and now lost it, my breasts, they didn't sag. The thing is, I'm very lucky with genetics. In my family, no one has huge breasts, and no one's breasts sag. Since childhood, my mom taught me to go without a bra, because a bra, when it holds your breasts and when you take it off in the evening, nothing supports your breasts and the skin starts to stretch and sag. I don't like wearing bras. It's very uncomfortable. I've gone my whole life without them and only wear them when necessary, if I need to wear some transparent shirt. But of course, if you have large breasts, it won't work out the same way as it did for me. And I've already shown in a previous video, I do physical exercises for this part of the chest so that it lifts up even more. My breasts don't sag. I can turn sideways now, I can open my top a little so you can see that nothing is holding my breasts. Mine is just in the position that it's in. Of course, if you're carrying extra weight and have full breasts, once you lose it, they'll likely sag. The only way is to go to a plastic surgeon and get a breast lift. That's it. My skin is very elastic, so I don't have any sagging. And after a shower, I rub in various oils for different parts of my body with different scents, so that my skin always stays toned and well moisturized. I hope I haven't forgotten to tell you anything. Ask your questions. Thanks everyone for watching. Give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel.